Welcome to the maiden edition of English podcast, Moscow Mingles, Tales of International Studies in Moscow, the first ever English podcast to hit MISIS community, where we delve into the depth of professional development to bring to you insightful discussions, captivating interviews, and intriguing stories. I'm your host Farid Mohammed Awal, and I am here to embark on this journey with you. Each episode is crafted to ignite your curiosity, challenge your perspective, widen your horizon, and leave you inspired. From exploring MISIS University to uncovering Moscow and its environment, we are here to spark a meaningful conversation that resonates with you. Join us as we navigate through the landscape of professional development, inviting international students and alumni to share their experience of studying and living in Moscow. Together, let's embark on a quest for knowledge, growth, and development. My guest this afternoon is Hans Bernard Ni Oforikwe, an alumnus of NAST MISIS who pursued a 2-year master's degree in communication and international public relations. Hans led a delegation to the first and second Russian African Summit, and he is currently in Moscow on the official visit as a member of the Kolekuloto Municipal Assembly to MISIS and other Russian universities. Hans currently is the head of public affairs and international relations in the Kolekuloto Municipality of Accra, the capital of Ghana. You are welcome, Mr. Hans.
Thank you, Farid. And how's it going?
It is fine.
I see. I can see from your looks. You look good.
Yeah, everything is fine.
I see.
Tell me, what is your impression?
Well, my impression is it the podcast MISIS or
Yeah,
Russia or Moscow?
Your impression for coming to MISIS podcast.
Okay,
today.
well, it's nice. It is something that I will, thumbs up for the university department of, for having such a studio. During our time, assuming we have had this, we can do more, So I believe it's an advance to what we left, and then how the department, intends to create avenue for students to, get the talent out of them, and then try to prepare them, because this will be a platform where they can get acquainted with questions here and there. I have been at where you are before and look at where I am now. And so I understand it is really a good platform for students who are into communication to practice. So kudos to the department and the director for such interesting, platform. I'm grateful to be on it.
Thank you very much. That's great. Well, let's begin. So, as a former international student, can you share your experience of studying and living in Moscow?
It's good. Before we came to Russia, we've heard a lot of story about Russia. Even when we were coming here, by then there were sanctions on Russia, but that is not perturbed us. We were able to get here, and from the airport, sometimes I used to tell people that when you want to get the best and the perfect reception, the airport determines all. The one who receives you at the airport. We were received here by the then director of the program, Vavara, through to our hostel. Actually, where we were doing this program was my hostel. So when I was told that I'm coming to Don Komona, I always said, I'm coming back to home. Yeah. It's like, you left, an old girlfriend without any issue. So coming back to that old girlfriend is always with smile and joy. You know what I mean? So it's good to be here and then see. It's good. Student life on campus is perfect. In my department, it was super. From day one to the day we exited from Moscow, it has been an interesting part of the story, and our career actually started built here. What we thought of doing masters in Ghana and then outside, I believe I did not regret of coming to explore the education opportunity here. And in fairness, we have the best of the best. What the French will say, crème de la crème, to be able to get what we want, what we shape, what we guide, what we direct, and then what will give us the leeway, and then what will give us anything we need to arm ourselves in communication and international relations. So, and then sometimes diplomacy, because we had a chance, I don't know either you also in your course, you had a chance to study international relations, so it's a lot. So, and then kudos to the department once again.
That's great. Moving on, what are some of the unique opportunities and advantages that studying in Moscow offers for international students during your time?
Well, during my time, I don't know, by then the university was having a project called Project 1500. I don't know if that was still there. Mm-hmm. So international students were welcoming. I think when we cough, the university listen. When we cry, they listen. When we shake ourselves, because that was a project that they intend to, get more or attract more international students, especially from our continent. And it was an interesting to get there and then to be able to integrate, to get involved. We were engaged in so many projects through my department. And I believe other students, MISIS is basically a science university.
Sure.
So most of the students were not getting what we were getting at our university. So when we meet, we have this and this and this, and then they do come. So I remember, like I was saying, and when we came here, the calendar is different from what we know from the Orthodox calendar. Mm-hmm. Therefore, 25th was my first exams year. Mm-hmm. I still remember 25th that I have. We know it is typically a Christmas on the Orthodox calendar. Here was my first exams. So 24th, then the international. My department, led by Lillian Bondrava, thought it wise that they need to organize international students, at least to, it was a smart move. Mm-hmm. It was a pure good PR by the school to engage all of us to be able to, celebrate with us. And then the next day, I have to write my exam. So it's still fresh in my mind. Anytime I see 25th, 24th on any calendar of the year. So, well, it was good. A bit challenge, because when you entered in without knowing any word of the language, and you find yourself in the midst of Russians who don't understand, your best partner is to get a translator.
Yeah.
And when you find yourself a translator and then you are at a position where you don't have internet, then you have to do a language sign. But I might say that where MISIS is and where Don Komona is, because I had the privilege to be in Don Komona, somewhere in Bilayeva, somewhere in Kalishka, somewhere in other, hostels. That area is within, central Moscow, so at least within. When you talk to 5 Russians, two can speak English. That was what saved us. And that was maybe our breakthrough between Leninsky Prospect to Oktyabrskaya, because we were frequently on that line from classes. And when you were able to interact with 5 Russians again, 2 or 2.5 can able to express themselves. And then the 2 can use the Google Translator. So what you need to do is to be able to get some small basic of the language in order to be able to integrate. It's because integration does not come, on its own. You have to find yourself how to, the ways to do the integration. And as a journalist, I must find a way to be able to find myself. So, the school opened up the opportunity, and then giving you the basic language to be able to sell through was also there. So we had a good time, and I believe it is still there.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you very much for the question. Now, let's narrow it down to MISIS in particular. Yeah. So, what aspect of studying and living in MISIS exceeded your expectation?
Well, it exceeds my expectation in the sense that I lived, I studied, it was like from home away from home, because we didn't go any through hassle, any through Basel, any other thing, difficulty to be able to, find yourself in. So from study, the organization of the course, the content was super. from like I said earlier on, from the beginning to the end, it was really amazing. The content will attract you, and when you come into, I don't think you'll regret, because it is not what I thought of. I have studies in some other countries, but here it is practicalized based.
Mm-hmm.
It is not more of theory. Yeah, theory is there, but more practicalized based, where things are done as you are expected. I believe in our country, when the exams is done, it takes time before you get the results.
Yeah.
Is that the same here?
Not really. I believe here before the semester end, as usual, Lilia Bondareva will write official email to us telling us that your results has been sent into the record book. Mm-hmm.
But on the exams day, you know your marks already. Is that not so?
On the exams day, you wouldn't know, but after the exams, but before the semester ends,
you know,
the results will be uploaded. Yeah,
either you are flying or you are just behind. So it's all good. Everything organized timely, everything organized in a way that students will feel they are really engaged. And studying too is not only for academic purpose, but it's also a tourism. Therefore, the engagement of it from the beginning builds you. It's not only acquiring knowledge, but shaping you as a fellow, shaping you as somebody that you want to enter into the market job. So MISIS, to my understanding and what we learn from my department as communication, international public relations, not only about the academia glory, but also to shape you, to redesign you if you want to, and then to give you a sense to attract everything. Because as a communicator, you need to use all the senses. Either you have to smell information, you have to feel for information, so you need to see how to get information. So all these years, through teaching, through lectures, through seminar, and through masterclass, and then through internship, and then externship, if I'm right, and then all those things will shape you to found your founding, to find your feet in order to be able to survive. And I'm surviving because of that. I am really surviving big time, and I always reference to this place as the breakthrough for me to be able to see the light of the day. And I'm grateful to the department in that headed by Lillian Bondrava in MISIS.
That's wonderful to hear from you. Can you tell us your journey from studying communication and international public relations to becoming the head of public affairs and international relations? I want the milestone, not everything, but just the key milestone, to becoming the head.
Right. Before I came here, I hold a bachelor in communication studies. I'm a journalist working with Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the state media in Ghana, as a journalist, the media journalist. So after my study, I was there, and then one day a call came. And working with the government institutions, you can be seconded or picked to any of the government offices. So I don't know what happened, but I believe maybe I sell here very well. I excel here. So I was there, and then one day a call came that the government wants to create a municipality in the central part of Accra, and this municipality must be of a unique. So after it was created, it needs to go to parliament, blah, blah. The LI was formed, and then it was created, and then people have to fill positions. I don't know where the call came from, but when the call came, they said they're looking for somebody who needs to manage, who needs to be the public relations officer. Then, until just this year, that they amplify it to be public affairs and international relations. But when I went, it was a public relations officer, PRO. So a call came that somebody, so the person that actually, and before you even get this position, you must have a government connections. I don't have government connections. I was just a mere journalist doing my political program here, and then the call came. The person that government wants, I don't know what happened, but I was just there, and then a call came that when they looked through the mail, you suit more than anybody. So the mayor wants to work with you as and director of communication. I said, wow, so I need to do a consultation, because when you enter into this, something like you are into politics. So you need to understand how it goes here, do calls here. And then I see it as an opportunity to serve my people with whatever I have acquired and whatever it is. So I have to go for interview and they have to monitor me, look at what I do. But to cut a long story short, on the interview, when I submitted my CV, I don't know, but they told me you are overqualified.
Wow. And
the questions that came by, what did you study in Moscow? And I believe the caption of my certificate, International Public Relations and Communication, make the deal.
Okay.
Although there was no competitor, but they need to know the person who is coming. What is he bringing on board? I've never ascended to such a position. And the mayor too was new. Somebody who have stayed in somewhere in Europe and then coming back to the central part of Accra, the heart of Ghana. So it was just me here asking me what I studied here, what I did here, and how do I think I can bridge the cooperation between here and there. So I believe they're looking for somebody who has an international exposure, and then that works for me. So that is such a simple journey, and then I got myself into that hot seat, which is very hot, but I'm managing,
Yeah, sure.
I'm managing, yeah.
Okay, so how many years have you been serving as the?
I got there 4th August 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember because it's a milestone, so I still remember 4th August 2019, Monday. You can even check Monday here, 4th August 2019, Monday. It was not easy, but I need to, because I asked myself, what can I do to change? Well, I need to let them understand, because they were asking me, what did you do in Moscow, blah, 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 and then I found myself in this, and then trying to lead even the same municipality to Russia. This is for the past 2 years. This is the fifth time for the past 2 years.
Wow.
This is the 5th time I'm leading Ghana to, Russia here. So it's an honor for me. Yeah.
That's very great. Last year in July, if my memory serves me right, there was a Russia-Africa summit. Yeah. So what was your contribution?
I led the delegation.
Okay.
But that was the second. The first one was immediately I had appointment as the head of communication at the municipality, 2019, and then somewhere November, December, there was this first Russian African Summit in Sochi, and then I was invited to also lead the delegation from Ghana to Russia. So take it that from 2019 till date, I've been, I've been to this country, twice or once in a year. So that was the first. I led to the summit in Sochi. Thereafter, there was 2, 3, 4 developments. But after that, immediately we had COVID. So things were not as it is. So things started again with the second Russian African Summit. That was last year in Petersburg, and then I believe strongly I also led the delegation again. But before then, I've been in St. Petersburg again for a similar program, UNESCO program. I also led Ghana government, and then let me also let you know this, that conference, by then there was an issue with in international relations with Russia, Ghana. Then we were told, and then I have to be able to lead in 1 or 2 things to be able to bridge the image to what it is now. So I believe I have contributed to this development as to Russian Ghana relation. After that UNESCO conference, that also bring on board the Russian African Summit, which I was also part of it, head of the delegation to Ghana, from Ghana to Petersburg to see what some other companies, business opportunities, and what we can get from it. I believe it went good, because through that, and even before then, I have also hosted some Russian universities in Ghana.
Okay.
It was called International Roundtable Conference.
Okay.
Between me and Masamba Kai met in MISIS, then as a solar science lecturer. We have organized through our municipality, open some ways to other universities in Moscow to tell universities, because we gathered the whole country, rectors or vice chancellors, to hear them out, what they have on board, and then when you study, in this country, what you can benefit out of it. So I organized that with the mayor, because I was using my municipality to organize such programs. So we've done a lot, and then that came on before the African Summit.
Okay.
And thereafter, we went to Peterbeck again for a program somewhere in last December. And then this time around, we are also in Moscow again to engage with some universities to see how we will be able to, forge ties to help bring talent and then to learn from best practice, So I believe studying here, Ghana or my municipality has benefited a lot, because as I'm speaking to you, 10 students came from my municipality to have a study on solid waste management and circular economy. They left to Accra just last Sunday. That's why we came to this country. The mayor of my municipality and some officials and we came for the closing ceremony, and then to engage other institutions as to how we can have more ties, to establish relationship, to establish ways of improving the quality of humanity life, because all that we do is to improve situations, to improve amenities, is to improve infrastructure, is to leave a legacy for the generation that will follow after us. And then living a legacy means that things must be done in a right way. So when you don't have the right accoutrement, what you do is to engage country or any party that you think can help you to reach up to your goal. So that is it. That is what I've been doing now. So yeah, that's
awesome to hear from you. So having said that, you studying in Russia, and then as you indicated, it became a breakthrough for you, and then for some 4 or 5 years, you've been leading a delegation to Russia. Is it appropriate to say that Russia is your second home?
It's my second home, because I don't know. Anytime I come here, I can find my way out. Yes, I can find my way out. Anywhere I go, I can find my way out than any other countries. I was asked this question somewhere. I don't want to mention that. Choosing after Ghana, choosing a country, and then somebody whispered to that he said Russia.
Sure. Actually, I was surprised when you came alone, because I told you that I was thinking that you will come with Lilia Bondareva, and you told me that you've been here before, so you know how to navigate your way to get here. That's great from you. So
before you even go on with your next question, you see, we need to change the status quo of what people think about Moscow. In those days, because I normally, I don't want to say drink or eat with politicians. Most of them, they will mention that we were here during the USSR. When somebody mentioned this, it tells you that they know because I am a Ghanaian, and our first president with Russian government with the then Soviet was having a strong ties. So most Ghanaians currently who are in Helm of Affairs are studying in Russia. The former president was studying in Russia. Most of them, either Russia or Cuba, and most of them were here. Yes, most in Ghana, there are, a big Russian community. Yes, most of them after studying went with their Ghanaian partner, and then they are making it there. So, and those who came, when I met them, sorry to bring this in, but it's all about tourism and changing what you think of. Someone ask you, I want to come and do my master's here, because this is a shortcut that they came for. But some of them mindset have changed. You see, so when you have the privilege of being somewhere, after adapting, you have to sell. You have to be able to be proud of where you are coming from. If you are not proud, who will be proud of it? So through me, I believe people trying to rethink as to do they have good education or not? And some have had somewhere, but when they were here on a short course, they were grilled. Yes, it was so much intensive.
Yeah.
That thought that yes, you don't joke here. I have a friend who studied here. He told me that once upon a time, normally on vacation they go back to Ghana. So he said they were in a car to some place, and then there was an accident. There were Russian physicians and some from other countries. I don't want to mention them. On the spot, the Russians were able to treat the person.
Wow.
Yes, telling me that practically here they are good. Yes, practically here they are good than other countries. This is just by the way, but I'm just trying to let you understand, since what we are doing, either live, whatever, it must be on record that practically they know what they are saying. They know what is it. And we coming from developing country, and I have had a sense of being to other continents before, I could see in terms of line margin, we can, we flock together, because as a communicationist, if you look at how policy are being formulated, because policy are formulated for the benefit of the citizens. So when you formulate policies and citizens are not benefiting, then you're not making any input. And formulating policies you look at the population, the kind of economic issues and how education and how things. It seems like Eastern Africa and Eastern Europe and Africa, we have some common.
Yeah, we are close.
Yeah, we have things that when we do, it benefits the masses.
Yeah, sure.
When you understand communication, one of the theory, dependency theory and theory of modernization, and then the last one, the theory of empowerment. The two are not for us. The last one is the same as in Russia. The theory of empowerment, where the marginalized, those that have been sidelined, are being able to bring back to the field. You are being told that you need to do your own thing. And I believe Russia is now using the third theory, the empowerment theory, to be able to say, yes, we can stand on our own. Let's try to do it. Because when somebody said you should use the theory of modernization or dependency, maybe in their country is different. So when you practice that without having what they have, you go astray or you find your way in an area which will not be good for you. But I believe the theory of empowerment, which Russia is using, all Africa must adopt it. And then see yourself as that, irrespective of where you are coming from, irrespective of your status, irrespective of your economic, situation, irrespective of your geographical setting, when you put the right policies in place with the mindset, you can achieve it.
Thank you very much for this educative yet informative piece. Let's move on. So, what skills and knowledge did you gain from your program that have been most valuable in your career?
I believe I have answered this in the theory, but let me lower it down. I have gained a lot of skills. First of all,
the most valuable
is to be able to communicate effectively, to change the mindset. And to change the mindset, you need to have certain skills. Where I am now as a communication expert or specialist, I have to lead, I have to advise, and I have to be consulted when it comes to engaging community, engaging stakeholders of all spheres. And these stakeholders can be business, can be politicians, can be political party, can be churches, can be those on the street. And you need to be able to have a particular message for all. So I can say through MISIS shaping me to be a specialist, it has really helped me to be able to segregate as to what needs to be done at this particular time as against the other, and also what I need to do as a communicationist. You need to segregate. You need to divide or get them not the same. You can't put all your valuable into one basket if you want to engage them, because some will not have the same mindset. And this has helped me because in my municipality we have informal people and formal people, but I can say the formal people with the formal way of education are more. And if you don't do proper education, if you don't do proper consultation, if you don't do proper engagement, I don't think you'll be able to excel. last year, we were the best municipality in Ghana.
Wow.
You can change online right now. Collect Municipal Assembly, the best 2020, the best municipal assembly in Ghana. Through this, and I contributed. Someone also contributed. Somebody also contributed. To make it the best, and also operating in the city.
Despite having circle.
Yes, you having circle. Of circle.
Sure.
Where everybody wants to get to in Ghana.
Sure.
A place of such huge population. I can let you know that in my municipality, every day we make of about 2.5 million people coming in.
Wow.
And then they go back.
I'm not surprised at all.
Everybody comes there. Either they're coming from the eastern, western, central, voter. They all converge in my municipality. And that is the beginning and the end of everybody who wants to come to Ghana. Moreover, when somebody wants to leave Ghana, the image that you're going to have will be from my municipality, because most of the historical areas are found there. If you want to get the best restaurant, at least to taste Ghana, you have to come there. So I have a thing that people must have a long-lasting memory when it comes to my municipality. And I believe strongly that what I've seen here and my skills has also contributed to we be on top of the job.
So, clarify this for me. Between the formal people and then the informal people, which one of them are you able to, liaise with them, maybe, to convince them or to integrate with them easily? And which one of those make your work difficult?
The informal people, as you know, because certainly, engaging the formal people, like my municipality, most of government embassies and high commissions are there. So assuming you want to engage the German embassy, the Swiss embassy, the Canadian embassy, the American embassy, you go through the protocol. The mayor would like to call on you. It is easy to tell them that this is the assembly's vision and this is what we want to achieve. How do you support us, or how do you come in? Or maybe something happens which I have led most of them. It is easy. We have most of the parliament of Ghana is there. So engaging leadership of parliament or the national security ministry and a lot of ministries. So these are places that it is easy to let them understand as a local authority what they need to do and what they are not doing well. But when it comes to the informal, like people selling on the pavement, people who have to sell in the markets are not making it. People, transport union. It's not like what we have here. Transport, union are segregated anywhere. You need to bring them together. Somebody selling this thing needs to get together. You need to gather them, and also, my area, these are colonial area. Adabraka Circle, Asalam Down ministries are, colonial areas. So most of the markets over there are colonial markets, and perhaps it cannot contain currently the population that we have, because we have about 7 markets, which are national markets in my municipality. Wow. So everybody who wants to trade will come to my end.
Sure.
Everybody, the Mokola, the Tema Station, and Osu Night Market and all those things. So just imagine, and these people convincing them that, well, at the moment, as at 2023-24, the population has outgrown, because this market was built in 1957. They will not understand, because the person believes that she has made money here, and then when you reconstruct, is it possible you get the same place to sit?
Same place, yeah. There is this ideology that the specific place that the person is selling is a vantage point that customers always see.
And the building the way it is will not be the same as it is when there has been a reconstruction. Therefore, you need to tell them that no, for your sake and for you not to find yourself anywhere, but it's very difficult, my brother. It's very, very difficult.